Good afternoon. So tomorrow kicks off the new 2021 season with Fulham versus Arsenal being the first game. Fulham have been promoted, and if I'm correct, they beat Brentford 2-0 in the playoff final. And I'm kind of glad that Fulham are back. They are quite a historic team. Craven Cottage is an amazing ground. It's your traditional sort of small grounds where you're pretty much right in front of the sort of pitch side. The atmosphere generates great. Unfortunately, or fortunately for us as Arsenal fans, fans can't be there. So I believe that will give us the advantage with them being a newly promoted side. They need that sort of fans to sort of get behind them, and I believe that will sort of play into our hands come tomorrow. We'll come into the game tomorrow, but let's just sort of discuss some of the transfer activities from both Fulham and Arsenal. As far as I'm correct, Fulham haven't made any major signings. I know they've got Areola in, which we were linked with by the media press. I don't believe that that's true at all. I think he's a decent signing. I think Areola would do really well. Um, Other than that, I still feel as if Fulham need to strengthen in other areas, or unfortunately, I can't see them surviving. I am going to create a my Premier League predictions for the upcoming season, but I'm waiting for all the transfer activities to be conducted before I do that. As with regards to Arsenal, we started off well with our transfers. I mean, Gabriel Magalhaes, I'm very, very, very excited about that. I think he's a top prospect, great centre back. He's got a great left foot, and he's that tenacious, hard driven centre back that we need. He sort of reminds me of a Rio Ferdinand when he was in his prime. You know, Ferdinand. Ferdinand took no nonsense, and I'm hoping the same thing with Gabriel. So it's looking promising from our defence side of things because you've got Saliba as well, even though we've not signed him for this season, and we did purchase him previously last season, loan him out at St Etienne where he had a mixed season. I mean, they made it to the domestic cup final and he played an integral part to that, and he was a leader. Not sure if you've seen the images where he had the microphone riding the team forward, and to say that's coming from a 19 years old, he's very promising, and I'm very, very, very optimistic about our future defence. You've got Gabriel, who's 22 years of age, about 6'3", and then you've got Saliba, who's this huge talent out of France, just turned 19, and 6'4", 6'5" figure. And so we've got our defence there for quite some time. Not to mention we've got Kieran Tierney on the left-hand side. I know there are rumours about Kolasinac leaving, but I don't think we need any cover if Kolasinac was to go because we've got Bowler, and for me, I think Bowler is a fantastic prospect coming through, and I think we need to just give him the chance. And we've also got Ainsley Maitland-Niles who could deputise within a left-back spot. Now, our issue and a lot of uncertainties have been around our right-back spot, so we've got Bellerin down the right-back, but then there's all these discussions. PSG were in for him. Apparently now Barcelona looking to intensify their bid. I'm hearing though Barcelona looking to loan him out or perhaps bring in a player swap plus cash deal. Ideally, if we are going to sell Bellerin, I want at least 30 million euros because I don't want no player swap cash deal. If ultimately we are looking to build on our defense and bring in that technical player who could create things like in your Awar. For me personally, I would still look into a Dominic Szoboszlai. Not sure why we're not looking into Szoboszlai. I think that's a missed opportunity for only 25-30 million euros. You've also got Croquet, who plays within Olympique Lyon. I think he's a young, promising upcoming talent, and for me, he will be just as talented as Awar. But we'll see what happens with that. We have been heavily linked with Awar and Partey, and for me, that is sort of missing within our midfield. We still need that powerhouse. We need that creativity. Also, as I mentioned with the right back situation, so Ainsley Maitland-Niles, he was sort of flirting with Wolves, and now it looks like he's staying. Bellerin was sort of flirting with PSG. Now I'm not sure what the situation is there. I think Arteta and Edu need to look at that position and identify what is a long-term strategy and sell whoever's excess really, so that we can fund the right personnels within our weak midfield, so that we could sort of have a decent season and push on for Champions League spot this season. So my personal preference will be going for Ainsley. I think Ainsley is young, he's promising, he's got heart. I'll be honest with you, with Hector Bellerin, not his biggest fan, footballing wise. I like him as a person, I like what he stands for, you know, the whole climate change thing. But it seems like the guy will discuss everything other than football. He's not interested. I'm not interested in him being here. Bellerin's how old now? 25 years old. I haven't really seen any improvements in him since about 4 years ago. He had that amazing breakout season, but what has he really done? Fair play, I sort of blame us. We didn't provide enough competition for him, and I feel like that was needed. I feel like the lack of competition at right back over the course of sort of Emery and Wenger's last few years' tenure has caused Bellerin to sort of perhaps maybe be a bit more relaxed. Maybe he hasn't pushed him on as he would have liked within his career. Unfortunately, I feel as if I was going to sell between Ainsley or Bellerin, it will be Bellerin. I just feel like Maitland-Niles has got a lot more going forward. I feel like he links better with Pepe. It just seems like when Bellerin plays with Pepe, it just seems like two silos. Pepe in his attack and Bellerin just sort of staying in defence. And even when Bellerin does go forward, he sort of comes in centrally, and then that sort of isolates Pepe whenever he's out there on the right hand side. So I would go long-term wise, I'd say a back four of Ainsley, Maitland-Niles, Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba and Tierney. However, we know that won't come true at the beginning of the season. I feel as if Arteta will like to bed in Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. I feel that he might be forced to play one of the two players because of the injury to David Luiz, and it looks like he's not going to be fit for our game tomorrow. As far as other transfers going, I'm glad to see Dani Ceballos back. I think Dani Ceballos played really great towards the end of the last season. I feel as if Arteta has been a massive influence in that, and I feel as if he struck that great relationship with Granit Xhaka, and hopefully that could sort of continue going forward. However, I am slightly pessimistic about the whole Granit Xhaka and Ceballos partnership, only because I feel that their relationship only blossomed because we went to 5 at the back. Had we sort of stayed with 4 at the back, I feel as if we would still have leaked him plenty of goals. And as you saw throughout most of last season, teams were penetrating right through our middle. We were just sort of open. You might as well call us Soho FC. Everyone was getting in, fam. So, but that's another story. As regards other additions needed, as I mentioned, Thomas Partey, I think he's needed. We need that powerhouse. I feel as if Granit Xhaka's not mobile enough to sort of make those distance and make those covers, and that's why I feel he's been less exposed once we've gone back to the system at 5. And I feel as if tomorrow's game, Arteta will look at reverting back to the 5 at the back, because we still don't have those personnels within midfield. Up top, it seems like Aubameyang is going to sign his contract any day now, as soon as the Arsenal media have created this amazing, fantastic movie for Aubameyang. I'm hearing Steven Spielberg's coming through, a few cast members are coming through. The way we've dragged this on for so long, I'm expecting madness with this video. It seems like Arsenal is the only football club that takes years to announce anything. I'm not sure as if those 55 members who have been furloughed were directly linked to the whole Arsenal media team, because I can't explain why it took us about 3 weeks to announce the Willian deal once he announced that he left Chelsea. It then took us a further 2 weeks to announce Gabriel Magalhaes, when there were reports apparently he arrived in the UK. I've heard Aubameyang signed his contract over a month ago, and there's still no announcement. At this rate, we might sign Partey and OR in 2025. But nevertheless, I still feel as if Aubameyang has signed. I'm pretty sure he has signed. And it seems like from the comments that Arteta's made today about telling the fans to relax, I feel like that's in a bag. As far as Lacazette's future goes, it's still up in the air. He's spoken direct to L'Équipe today, and he did mention that as far as he's concerned, he signed a 5-year deal with Arsenal, and he's looking to see that through unless things change within the club itself. But as far as he's concerned, he's happy with Arsenal and he's looking to progress here. But then again, that could be because the right clubs have not come in for him. What happens if on deadline day an Atletico Madrid come in and knock on a door and request 35 mil? Do we sell? Do we keep? That's a conundrum for Edu and Arteta to figure out. So let's look into my preview and my score predictions for tomorrow. So in goal, I'm going with Leno only because of all the stories. Apparently Martinez has agreed personal terms with Aston Villa, and I'm hearing out Brighton are in the running. For me personally speaking, we need to get at least 25 mil with that, because there's no point selling Martinez for 20 mil and then bringing David Raya for about 10-50 mil and only adding about 5 or 10 mil to our transfer kitty. We might as well get as most as possible within the sale of Martinez. So as I mentioned, Leno in goal. I reckon we'll go with a back five. So I mentioned that David Luiz is most likely not going to play tomorrow. So I would mention for our back three, I'd go with Saliba as our right back, as our right centre back, and I'd go with Rob Holding as our centre back. Tierney, who has operated a few times in a left centre back. I'm not going to go with Gabriel Magalhaes because I feel as if he's not had enough time. The French season ended in March, I believe. May, or March, April, not sure. But you know what I mean. So the French season ended. He's not had enough time to train, and I feel he's not ready yet. Whereas you could say Saliba hasn't been there, but however, Saliba did play against MK Dons, played 45 minutes in that. Saliba did train with the Arsenal squad that week leading to the FA Cup final. So I feel as overall, he's just got more match fitness than Gabriel. So I would go with Saliba, but knowing Arteta, if both were fit, same match fitness, he'd probably go with Magalhaes. So going on to the right wing back, I'm tempted to go with Hector. Hector, yeah. This might be one of the last games we see Hector Bellerin in the Arsenal shirt. For the left wing back, I reckon he will adopt with Ainsley Maitland-Niles only because the last two games we've had, Ainsley Maitland-Niles has featured on the left-hand side instead of what I'd say, my preference on him being on the right. As far as the two in the centre go, quite obvious. Xhaka and Ceballos. I would go with the front three. Pepe on the right. I believe this is going to be a big season for Nicolas Pepe. I think he's going to come and prove many doubters wrong. On the left-hand side, the main man, Aubameyang. And centre, I have a sneaky feeling Eddie Nketiah will play, only because he's been on fine form for the England's under-23, scoring, I believe, 4 goals in 2 games, a hat-trick in the first game, and add another goal onto the second game he played. So just to repeat the formation, that's Leno in goal, and that's Holding, Saliba and Tierney as our centre-back. That's Bellerin as our right wing-back and Ainsley Maitland-Niles as our left wing-back. Xhaka and Ceballos in our midfield. And we've got Aubameyang, Pepe and Eddie Nketiah. My scoreline predictions for tomorrow, I'm going to go with a 2-0 victory. I reckon it might be a bit cagey first half, both teams not going fully at it, a bit cagey. And I reckon it's going to be a Nicolas Pepe that's going to break the deadlock, and Aubameyang just to score the second goal. That's my prediction. Please leave in the comments what you think, and hope to see you tomorrow after the post reaction. Come on, Arsenal.